Rabbi, what are potential halachic issues a lawyer should consider?
They should consider that a trust is a thing that that has no validity according to halacha. Because in order to have a validity in halacha, it has to be owned by someone. But the trust has no ownership; it's a new entity. Therefore, if you don't have any document to give it to help it to strengthen it, to make it that it should be valid according to halacha, it really is not valid according to halacha. I'll explain.
Most legal laws actually way back have a Torah source. The concept of trust, the entity of a trust, something invented in the 1400s, which one of the reasons, many reasons you know better than I do, avoiding the death tax. So what they do is they actually put the money in limbo so nobody can actually be taxed. So nobody is owning this money. So who is the money being bequeathed to? According to Torah law, the man has to have given, the testator has to have given the money to somebody who will own it immediately prior to his death. So who is actually owning? Who is actually owning this money? If a Jew doesn't write a will, not like secular law, if a Jew does not write a will, it will automatically be given over according to the way the Torah dictates. The wife will get her ksubah, the firstborn son will get a double portion, and all the other sons will get a single portion. For example, if there are 9 children, the inheritance after the ksubah has been given will be divided into 10 equal parts. The firstborn son will be given 2 of those parts, and the other sons will be given a single part.
And daughters none.
And the daughters will receive nothing. So a person who wants to allocate his property in a way, not in the way we just discussed, he wants his daughters to get a portion or whatever, he will have to write one of the documents we discussed. So here's a case where you will make a trust that none of the children will actually have to pay any taxes or any other benefits of having a trust at all. So you'll write up this trust. But since nobody owns it, halachically is completely invalid, and he considers the person died without writing a will, and therefore the money will be divided. The firstborn gets double, the other sons get a single portion, and that's that. There were different safeguards Chazal, the rabbis made. The daughter will get half a portion that a son will get in certain situations to cover the cost of her marriage.
And so if the person writes it, doesn't come out.
If it is written. If it's not written, it will not happen.
There was such a minig.
There was such a custom that it has to be written. If it isn't written, it wouldn't necessarily happen. So therefore, in order to make this trust valid according to halacha, there has to be a recipient of this trust receiving it and owning it at the time of the deceased's death. So therefore we have to write a document, assumption of obligation, to make sure that it can be included in the necessary requirement and format demanded by Chazal to make sure that the Jewish inheritance laws are met.
But all this is if the people were born, they're actually in this world.
Right. Another problem is to make sure that all the beneficiaries are already born. An unborn beneficiary has a problem because there is a problem in halacha of giving over ownership to somebody that does not yet exist. Therefore, if there are going to be grandchildren born or great-grandchildren born or anybody else that is not yet alive at the time of the testator's death, in order for them to be able to receive any allocation from the inheritance, it has to be done in an appropriate manner, that someone actually acquires it for them now, someone who is alive acquires it for them now.
And conditional.
Conditional, of course, upon it being given over to the beneficiaries at the time when it's decided to be given over to them.
And if not, it'll go to charity. That's
Right, and if not, then it'll go to charity. Now, the important thing to mention is that a person, remembering that at the end of a person's life, reality sets in. And his soul realized it's missed a major opportunity of giving to charity, which is a very, very important part of Judaism. And that is why a person should allocate a portion of his money to charity. Charity does not mean any good Jewish cause. It means a bona fide charity. Again, the competent rabbi will advise the testator to what organizations the money should be given to. It will be such a shame to waste it on what seems to be a noble cause, but in fact is not as noble as a person could have achieved. We want to try to put away emotions, sensations, and all other nonsenses at this time in order to make sure that this person does get as much olam haba, as much portion of the world to come as he could possibly get. And one of the best ways of doing it now is by giving to charity and by fulfilling this final command that a person has of allocating his money according to the Torah law, the firstborn getting double, and everything we discussed till now.